How do you do? How do you do? You heard about Van Jones? It's impossible not to have heard about him. But this shows the amazing hypocrisy and fraudulent character of the whole entire American press. We live what I've told you many times in an age of censorship where the Republican side of any story is never told. And if anything is critical of Obama's administration, it's never mentioned. And this is the best proof of it. The New York Times never mentioned the fact that this guy was the guy that they were talking about. They never mentioned Van Jones and the whole situation. The whole story about him and with the fact that he was caught lying and the sick, obnoxious, disgusting things he said about President Bush bombing 9/11 by himself, and all the ugly, vulgar, disgusting things he said about Jews and about whites and about everybody in this country. This revolutionary, sickening character is claiming now that, oh, he was manipulated out of office because people told lies about him. He told lies about himself 100,000 times. He's a communist who's an avowed communist and said so himself. He hates this country and everything it represents, and he said so himself. And just because he was quoted for exactly the things he himself said, he was manipulated out of office because they lied about him. How do you lie about a person when you're quoting his own words and those exact words that he said about himself 100 times? Now everybody is saying, well, you know what happened? And I got to give WorldNet Daily. These are the people I'm talking for, and I got to give you the credit because you people, WorldNet Daily, this organization recognized this man as the lowlife that he is and the fraud that he is months before this happened. They knew the story all the time. While the press of America was hiding it from circulation and from knowledge and from information, everybody was burying the story about this man, and while WorldNet Daily was trying to tell it to you every day. And now you know what they're claiming now? That the story was forced out because he was forced to resign? Well, Barack Obama has a very big problem. He doesn't vet people. He hasn't vetted people well enough. He hasn't studied him enough. The organization is not exactly complete and perfect enough because they never found out what a lowlife and a fraud this guy is. That in itself is the biggest fraud in the world. This is a bigger lie than the whole lie about this man. He represents Barack Obama. Barack Obama knew him, and his own best personal assistant said she knew him from the old days, and she knew everything about him, and she was paying tribute to him. And this administration is partners with him, involved with him, just like he was involved with Wright, and just like he was involved with that other thief, Bill Ayers, who bombed buildings, just like he was involved with all these people all of his life. This is proof that these are his associations. This is life. This is his people. These are the people he lives for, dies for, and does everything in his world for. This is his world. This is the world he lives in. These are his partners. And these are the people that the American people keep trying to contrive in their own minds that he has really nothing to do with them. He just happens to know them. Before you said, he just happens to know these people. It's guilt by association. This case, it wasn't association. He hired this man. He paid this man. This man worked for him. He knew him all his life, and he wanted this man. It wasn't a vetting question. It wasn't the fact that he didn't know him. It was the fact that he did know him. That's why he hired him. And he represents Barack Obama's thinking, and they're both the same kind. And because they're exactly like each other, that's why he had the job. Now think it over. Do you still believe he doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't know what's going on, and this whole thing is an accident? Your mind is an accident if you believe that.